Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Hello! Hello!
The future used to be so clear when I was reliving the past.
Uh-oh.
Once I caught up to the moment I had left, that ended. All I've had to go on since then are the plan and the visions.
The visions.
I knew Jack would come to me. I'd seen that. But I didn't know why exactly. Or how it would end.
There he is. You were right.
My visions of the future aren't always clear, but they don't lie.
Speaking of lies, Joyce is saying he's discovered his brother's time machine.
We've spent 17 years looking for it, and he finds it in less than a day?
Does sound unlikely.
Still, we know it's out there somewhere, and we don't know what his brother managed to tell him.
If he really has located the machine, why would he come here and tell you? Smart Money says he's trying to play you.
Maybe, but the machine is out there. It's in our interest to find out where. If Jack knows, I have to talk to him.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Dr. Joyce could have provided the answer to that question.
William's attitude and knowledge made him a liability.
Is that angry young man going to cooperate any more than his brother did? You remember Jack as a close friend, but that clouds your judgment. Don't make this personal.
It's not.
Are you... Wait, hold on. Is he...
Don't forget why we're here tonight. After what happened, our people need reassurance that we're in control. You're the man who could win them over.
That's weird.
Let me handle Joyce.
Ooh.
So you can concentrate on your speech.
I know
excellent.
what's at stake here, Martin. Dr. Sophia Amaral had taken over our Chronon research department after Dr. Kim's accident.
Accident.
She was the only one who could treat the Chronon syndrome.
Oh, okay, that was it. Erica. Erica, first of all, my condolences and apologies. I didn't realize you had a history with Henry, and frankly, I would not have promoted you into this position had I known. Shh. Shh, black man. Shh. The white people and Asians are talking. God dang it. Sorry. If you're being more comfortable working on something else, I can make that happen. No questions asked. To be clear, I'm not talking about a demotion. I mean a comparable senior position in another department. You're correct in that it's a very sensitive topic. But given your current security clearance, I can tell you what I know. Unfortunately, I don't know much. Oh my god, it's Fucker Man! Fucker Man does whatever a fucker can. Burps were loud. I don't know. Speaking of time, you know, since we just watched that Time movie the other day. Shh, Mr. Man. Shh. I myself have been trying to work out what happened, but I haven't made much progress. I know Henry was working late in his lab, and there was some kind of chronon particle surge. Of course, we know that exposure to large quantities of chronon particles can result in physical changes. Paul's Serene is an example of that. His first exposure resulted in his extraordinary abilities, and the second exposure caused his progressive condition. In Henry's case, that exposure transformed him to a chronon-disrupted wave function subject, or a shifter. The reports of my demise are greatly exaggerated. Where's that from? Okay, hold on. I know this line. I just can't remember where it's from. It is, of course, clear that Mr. Serene's and Henry's conditions are essentially the same thing, even if Mr. Serene's case hasn't progressed as far. However, it is not at all clear how Henry could have been exposed to such a powerful dose of chronon particles, particularly as the lab area itself underwent none of the temporal changes we have come to associate with such an exceptional event. None of the containers on scene had remotely enough chronon particle capacity for such a high dose, and furthermore, all of them were intact and accounted for. In short, we don't know where these particles could possibly have come from. I'm going to go on a limb and say his childhood. I'm calling it right now. At some point, somebody went back in time to his childhood in order to kickstart the events that happen here in order to make those events happen. Or something. I don't know. Plot reasons. Look, it's either going to be a really weird Deus Ex Machina, or it's going to be something really like... I expect the big twist to be at some point. Like, Paul is seemingly the bad guy in all of this. That's why they're letting you kind of play both. I think the main character, Henry, I think he's going to be the one that kickstarts all of this. Is that he unwittingly at the beginning does it, but by the end he has become the person that is the bad guy, and Paul is desperately trying to stop it. Which is why he goes back in time so far. That's my guess. He goes back in time by a large margin in order to try and stop that event from happening and fails to do so, and then the rest of it is damage control. That is what I suspect, but I could be wrong. I mean, honestly, if I was going to write a hacky movie, you sit there with your wrongness and think about how wrong you are. I mean, that's how I would write it, is you create a story that is an inverse on itself because time itself will be inverting. So you make a story that goes with the flow of the story. You make a plot that goes with the flow of the story. And so because time is... once you can travel through time, time is ever-changing. And this is another thing that I find so interesting about time travel is that you can have two versions of time travel where you are the only constant and everything around you is now just a freaking ocean. Or time is relatively constant and you are desperately trying to fight against it because you can't have both. You can't go back in time and change something drastic and then you still end up where you are because you are still trapped on that timeline. You know, if the timeline involves, so in theory, like if let's say World War II has to happen, let's just throw something out there. Let's say that in World War II, Hitler has to lose in order for the time machine to ever be existed on any timeline. Period. The moment you kill Hitler is the moment that you undo it. Therefore, time just resets and goes back to the way it was. Or time is a big ball of wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff. That's exactly what this story does. I am unwilling to speculate as how this could possibly have happened. Suffice to say that I have many questions about these events myself. Think about my offer, Erica. You're a first-rate scientist, and I would hate to lose you, but I would absolutely understand if you wanted to change departments. Please give my best to your wife. It was lovely to meet her the other week. Sophia. And more dialogue. Okay. And let's go look out the window.
The mansion was an extravagance, but it was useful for events like the gala. And it deflected attention from our nearby R&D facility.
You mean the one that's over there? The one with the giant logo? Yeah, it distracted other people from what? Like, what are we distracting people from? I never understood these fireplaces. Like, what is the purpose of this? Alright, let's go talk to the Major from The Wire. Or not. I guess he's done telling me that we have to move. Anyway, yeah, no, I suspect that there's going to be inverses of things that happen, where Paul is seemingly the bad guy here, but we don't know his side of the story, really. We know Henry is coming to see... Oh, look, a gift bag.
What are these doing here? We should be set up by now.
It's all on schedule. You're micromanaging again.
Well, yeah, he's a time traveler. And this is another thing, is that if you can time travel once... You can time travel multiple times. I mean, hell, Dexter's Lab did a pretty decent job of time travel. Where, like, you know, your failure, or like Mighty Max. Mighty Max does a pretty decent job at time travel, too. Where the entire series is essentially them trying to break a cycle, but being unable to do so.
Twitch.
I mean, the man can literally stop time. I don't think he really cares.
And here you are.
I had to see the lifestyles of the sick and traitorous up close and personal. And it was such a nice invitation.
How do you want to deal with this, Paul?
Hello. Choose whether you focus on your personal business or the mission.
I could still try to reach Jack and make him see reason. Or I
no,
could let
sorry,
Hatch
Jack.
deal with him so nothing would distract me from leading Monarch.
Alright, A to show personal. What's that?
Up into the past. Try to change things.
Answer me this question, Paul.
I once trusted Jack more than anybody. It was my only chance to make him understand the truth.
The fuck do you mean nobody got a look at the shooter?
But without me there to give the speech, my empire would start to crumble like a house of cards.
Alright, Serene chooses to focus on his relationship with Jack and let the Monarch fend for itself for a while. That seems very vague.
I believe that with hope comes miscalculation, and as you and I are well aware, Mr. Joyce, with miscalculation can often come catastrophe. And that leaves me with you, Mr. Joyce.
But my old friend would be a lost cause. Dead and buried, along with the rest of my past.
Tonight is a celebration in the face of darkness. Tonight we celebrate because I promise to you that we are prepared.
Monarch would grow stronger with my presence. the plan would go forward as intended.
Wow. So I can literally kill a main character in a story. Suri chooses to focus on leading Monarch rather than wasting time on Jack. Yeah, okay, so literally kill this guy. Okay, alright. Actually, I love Mighty Max. This is a great show that was birthed by a toy where they were trying to sell it. Well, that's all the great shows, man. That's where freaking G.I. Joes come from. They had a good idea. They wanted to sell toys. Back in the day, all those cartoons were... Even now, like, look, the one that I know of is like Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol is designed to sell toys. It's probably one of the last vestiges of that old world. You know, like Bluey doesn't do that. I mean, Bluey does have toys, but I don't see it as a TV show designed to sell toys. I see it as a TV show designed to sell morals. Because they don't go on adventures the way that like the G.I. Joes do or Mighty Max did. They don't have enemies. They have interpersonal like kind of squabbles and whatnot. That's it. Or but like Paw Patrol, they go around and do like, you know, semi-hero stuff. Yeah, but Mighty Max was such a step up in terms of cartoons advertising a toy. It was so much better than all the other good ones. What was the other one? Street Sharks. Street Sharks is another good example. I have an idea. What if Street Sharks or Biker Mice from Mars, which by the way, I was always fascinated with, but never could watch. I was like, these people look, these things look awesome, and it was like, what, early 90s, and I was like, these guys with leather jackets and like freaking, you know, those massive freaking handlebar. Another really good one was Exo Squad. I don't know Exo Squad. 1 second. Kitty is at the door and she demands to be let in. Hi, Kitty. Yeah, I know. It's years of my time. That's what it is. I'm not doing anything else but being here for you. Kitty! Kitty, come here, Kitty. Kitty. You know, it's funny is like when I played Metal Gear Solid 5, I had to do so on a 32-inch TV. And it was 720p. It's terrible. It's sitting off to my right. It still works. I just never use it. But the funniest thing happened with this cat is that when I got the dog, when the dog was on screen, she would hop up onto the little entertainment center, like the little stand that my TV was on, and she would crawl with the dog. It was really funny. And I think I've got a video of it somewhere. If I ever can, I'll maybe post it in Discord. Where, like, as the dog is crawling, she gets on all fours and gets onto her belly and starts crawling with the dog. When the dog is walking, she's, like, constantly trying to, like, walk with the dog. Trying to understand how the dog can be moving, yet not moving. You know? Because, like, I'll change directions and the dog will change directions. She can see that it's moving, but it's staying still on the screen, right? Like, from from her perspective, it's not moving. It's really funny because she's trying to figure out how it's working. And so she's, or at least I think so. And so she's sitting there and she's just trying to desperately, like, follow the dog. She's a little cute kitty, aren't you, Layla? You cute little kitty. Anyway. All right. So. So I could lose... Okay, somebody's getting shot today. So this is the choice. I am choosing who gets shot. Either Jack gets shot or this dude gets shot. And to be honest, I have no real reason to just follow Serene, and that seems kind of boring. I feel like the business choice is obviously the choice you're not supposed to make. They obviously want you to make the first choice, which is the choice that I want to go with. Because everybody wants these two enemies to reconcile. I recognize that they probably won't. And then as Monarch starts to fall apart, I'm sure that destroys the actual future of the entire system. Now, the other side of this is that if I kill Jack, let's see, hold on, what does that create? Does that create a loop anywhere? I don't think so. He might just be dead, because as long as he dies... I'm trying to like actually think about what would happen. So he dies, but he didn't time travel. He just has the ability to manipulate time. Wouldn't that just cut off the entire part of the game that involves his brother's time machine? Like, there's so many different levels of this. Is that I guess Jack would be dead, his time machine would be gone. See, I want to go with option A because I think it's gonna be more interesting. A is gonna be more interesting. There's gonna be more chaos. They'll have it's the countdown against the clock kind of thing. So I'm gonna choose A.
Martin, I'm afraid you're gonna have to cover for me at the speech tonight.
All right.
Jack and I have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
See, it's interesting is that there's so much stuff coming off the rocks. I don't know if that's designed that way or not. Like, I mean, I wonder if they all see that.
I've seen where this leads. I've been to the end of time, and I've escaped it, all the way to 1999, when it all started. I've tried to change things, but by trying, I only made them happen in the first place.
Oh, see? Call it. None of your friends agreed with your choice. Wow! Wow! Fokker, you're a monster. You're a monster. You chose business. You killed poor Jack, you asshole. You jack off. I know for a fact I've chosen both. No, game says no. Game says no. Okay, what was the last choice you made? Or what was the first choice you made? Did you choose personal or did you choose business? Because it may only choose like the very first one, right? So there's some games you can play over and over and over again, but if you choose, I've tried all choices. I chose Q first. Oh, okay, then I don't know. Maybe it just chooses like the last one that was made. I don't know.
Time is breaking down. Monarch has been preparing for it. There's this thing. It's called a lifeboat protocol, and it can save us, at least some of us.
You've been the face of Monarch for all these years, Martin. But let's get clear on something. This is still my ship.
You're not thinking clearly. You need your treatment.
You gonna go?
Me? Go to a party.
We can roll together if you want.
What do you want?
I want a statement.
Our group took things too far. Things got very violent. And that violence was because of Jack Joyce.
We just lost communication with Jack Joyce's transport. Find him.
Step away! Right now!
Liam, this isn't what it looks like. No. No!
Bye.
We need all points converged on Liam Burke. He's armed and dangerous.
Why are they sending me through like a recap? I don't understand. Like, I would have just played this. Okay, here we are. This is where we catch up. Alright, cool. Meanwhile, at the Batcave. Quantum Break. Why does that look blurry? Prisoner. Hey, why does it look blurry? Breathe in, breathe out. 12 hours after fracture in time. I think they're assuming you've forgotten because you're a Gen Z alpha. What is he? Why is he sweating? Is this like painful for him?
The treatments, they're losing their effectiveness.
You're fine.
No, I need to work on something new.
You should enjoy yourself tonight. You work too much as it is.
I've been running tests on the temporal anomalies. I think it could be happening sooner than we...
I've seen when it happens.
At least consider that maybe you misinterpreted something.
So if he sees it, there's a lot of different questions I have.
Jack knows where William's machine is. I have to go talk to him.
Wait, so wait, hold on. What, you...
Martin can handle my speech.
Martin.
Sophia. Thank you.
So if he gets visions randomly, I would say that's kind of an important thing to keep track of too. So like he gets visions of the future while at the same time traveling to the past. Is that, am I picking up what he's putting down? Monarch Mansion on Gull Island.
You haven't touched your drink.
I'm not really into drinking a lot, I guess. Oh. Rough day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same here.
Like what?
I have things happen in my day. I do.
Uh-huh.
I had to deal with some internal affairs.
Internal affairs? Oh, you're just gonna leave me hanging?
Well, yeah, it's internal.
Charlie. Okay.
Wow, that took like...
I had to catch a traitor today.
He has zero effort. Zero
Traitor?
effort.
Is that what all that commotion was about?
Yep. That was me.
Who was it?
I mean,
Who was it?
Who was it?
Yeah.
I can't,
What?
I am not at
What's
liberty to
what did I say?
discuss.
Did I say? I'm sorry.
Like, well.
Did I say
more
that?
Drama.
Well, I meant future, not past. My bad. He knows the past. He's living it.
For real this time.
Oh, I just thought maybe you'd want to share it with me. But I don't know. All right, I'm gonna use the restroom, so I'll leave you hanging here for real.
So if he could
Go mingle. Yeah. Drink a little.
theoretically, since he is the only one I know of right now who's in a loop, because Jack has not traveled back in time. Only Paul has. Uh-oh. Her maybe baby daddy, or her lesbian lover. Because when was this made? It's her lesbian lover. Okay, yeah, he's having visions of the future that fill in the blanks outside of what he's experienced. It's the exposure to the chronotons. Ah. So he is the Kwisatz Haderach. 2016. Oh yeah, so there's a lesbian couple in here somewhere. They may or may not be attractive. It depends. Hey, I remember you. You know, Kojima likes making movies too. Maybe these two should get together.
Thanks for the gun.
Lesbos? Where we're going, we don't need Lesbos.
Dr. Ramro?
Martin, I need your help. He listens to you. Paul,
Is that so?
I think we're in trouble, and he doesn't see it. He refuses to.
I can't imagine why.
I know you and I haven't always seen eye to eye, but I know you care about Monarch. You care about what happens. And if we are reaching zero stage, something has to be done.
Yeah.
And what is it we could do?
You know what we could do.
That's ominous.
Dear Sophia, it's not really a matter of whether or not Paul will listen to me. It's that I won't listen to you.
Oof.
I find your approach to matters rather counterproductive. Filling Paul's head with your constant alarms, distracting him with petty doomsday scenarios. I mean, if I'm being honest, I rue the day he gave you a modicum of function in this company.
Ouch.
As you said, I care about Monarch. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to prepare for my speech.
What is it that you're so threatened by, Martin?
He's not on HR. No.
Do I look threatened to you? We have control of the presentation. Make it look good.
15 hours after a fracture in time. I want to know how he made all this money. He's good at playing these types of characters. He is. I really liked him in The Wire. I liked him as the major or the colonel or whatever.
Crocker, right? Hey, Crocker!
Oh, lieutenant. He was a lieutenant.
Crocker! I really need to take a shit. Fuck, come on, Crocker. Crocker! Crocker! Come on, Crocker!
Crocker Barrel. What are those? And why do they look awful?
Oh my god.
Over there.
Where?
The woman with the necklace. My money is on that.
It's a pretty good choice,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna have to go with Ryan Gosling down there talking with George Clooney.
I was about to say, please tell me there's a cameo of Ryan Gosling and George Clooney.
Richard, where the hell have you been?
Didn't have my invitation.
Oh my god, you're always losing things.
I'm not losing anything.
Drama.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's going for it. Bam. Told ya.
Oh. Why am I losing
You owe me
so
a sword.
bad?
I don't think I can drink.
I don't think I
No,
can.
rules are rules.
Rules are rules.
Rules are fucking rules. You owe me another sword.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay. I'm doing it.
Wow, they have like caked her with makeup.
I actually hate all of this.
You can do it, my man.
Thanks for the encouragement.
It's true though. They have caked her face with makeup. Like, maybe it's me, but just like the contrasting lipstick does not do much for me.
I just wish I wasn't losing so bad.
And again, like you could just tell, like her eyes are just like, oh my god, how old is this woman? She's not helping herself by being 40 something. There's nothing wrong with being 40 something. It's just that some women age better than others. Age with grace. Understand what you look like and how you look like, and most of the way you look like is on your face. Especially your eyes.
Burke! Crocker! Hey, buddy. Hey.
Burke,
Listen,
if I have to come in there, you're gonna fucking regret it.
listen, this is just a big misfucking understanding. I'm gonna be out tomorrow. I will put in a good word for you. I will help you climb this ladder. All I'm asking is please let me take a fucking shit.
A fucking shit.
Go to the back wall.
Fuck, thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Sorry, she was 33.
Man. Thank you.
Shut up.
Hey.
Back up slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has the keys. What? No, he has a gun on. No, he had a gun. Why did you have to go into? All right, whatever. You know what? He wants his gun. No, he doesn't want his gun. He left it in the room. He grabbed the desk gun. He grabbed desk gun.
So you don't mind that we left, do you?
I mean, I wasn't really excited about going in the first place.
Okay, what'd you
Oh,
get?
he wants it. Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I
Twisting
misunderstood.
my arm.
What the fuck is that?
Kind of looks like a dinosaur wearing a helmet.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
Hey, where are we? Are we even allowed to be out here?
Yeah, I'm sure.
That was his phone, etc. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So what would you have been doing tonight if we didn't go?
What, if I hadn't gone to the party with you?
Yeah.
Do they have any
well,
idea where
I
they
would
are?
have canceled all my other really important plans.
Ah.
And I would have gone back to work.
I think maybe you work a little too much.
Yes. But
Against it.
well, no, I mean, it doesn't feel like work. You know, I like being wired in.
Yeah.
Makes me feel connected. You work all the time. In fact, you're
Man,
there
their pace
most of the
changed
time
from scene to scene.
So, do you think you work too much?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not.
That guy's about to get beat to hell.
Hold it right there!
Shit!
You little fuck. Hey, all you had to do was let me in that perimeter lab.
You turned on Monarch. What was I supposed to do?
You have no idea what's going on, do you? I need to get in that lab. There's something in there that I need.
The lifeboat protocol. You work with Beth Wilder. I've seen you before.
You know her?
She's the reason I'm here.
Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, fuck you. Well, fuck your cover. Yeah. Just go ahead. Oh, man. I love the... Hold on. Time out. I love this. I love all of this. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Six Flags Astroworld rocks. Charlie is a weasel. He deserves this shit. No, I get it. No, I know he does. He is a coward. He's a coward that hides behind a computer because as we all know, all tech nerds are complete cowards. They talk a lot of shit and can't do nothing, right? I love this. I absolutely adore it. They try so hard. Look, it's just so glorious. It just looks so much like a set. I will fuck you up. No, I just love this. I love it. It makes me think like I'm going into like it makes me think that I'm about to walk into like the back room of one of my Parkitect parks, okay? That's what it reminds me of. Is oh yeah, you have to go through the secret Jurassic Park door. What's it made out of? Plywood.
Is that gun still necessary?
You're walking into Blowfield's base.
Yeah.
Blowfield's base, sorry.
Come on, hurry up.
You're a very kind person.
Why would he have access? Is the gun necessary? Yes, you scummy fuck. Why would he have access to this place? That's my question. He's the IT guy. Even if he's the head IT guy, why would he have access to this place under any circumstances?
It's right up here.
Oh, right. I got it, guys. I got it.
Because he set up the system access.
Yeah. I guess you guys can't do this. It's a special talent I have. Glad it's so celebrated. You're welcome.
Does he understand that he's catching a bullet right after this? It does not matter what he does. He's a dead man after this. He's just telling himself for survival.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
That's a bunch of gibberish on a board. Ugh.
Disrupted life form. Extremely hostile. Only ever heard of him.
Life form.
It's Dr. Kim.
Oh, so he's trapped. Holy shit, that's dark. So, I guess he's, like, outside of time, but not outside of time. The guy's too much of a cunt for his own good now, that I believe. So, Dr. Kim is stuck. Or, I guess stuck?
The second machine. Where is it?
He just has to become kind of like a time wraith. They're super hostile to normal people
I don't
in
know what the
time.
fuck you're talking about.
Oh, well, I'll probably figure that out in a little bit. After we're done watching this movie. Again, Kojima. But at least Kojima... No, not at least Kojima. At least they're not like this. At least they're not like
Change
Kojima.
things. Undo mistakes.
Except you didn't.
Only to find there's no changing the inevitable. Time is just one closed loop. No matter what I do, you and I, we always end up here. And no matter what I do, time ends.
I think you've lost your fucking mind.
I agree.
My mind is intact, I assure you.
I agree. It's just that the long...
Memory, however... it's stretched. Like... I've seen too much. All of it blending into one. Apart from a few fragments of memories. One in particular. You and I, 11 or 12 years old, when we found that vagrant. Remember? And when I arrived at the past, that was the first thing I tried to change. I went to the roof. I tried to talk him down, but my presence startled him, and he fell, same as before. Anything I try to change, it just triggers the same event. We keep seeing that body. Because we were meant to.
Which actually...
I'm not turning my back on the human race.
That actually
At this point,
opens a very big can of worms.
they're a necessary sacrifice.
Is that what Will was? Necessary sacrifice?
Will refused to believe the inevitability of what was coming. And he became an obstacle.
Answer me this question, Paul. In everything you've seen, do I stop before you're dead?
When you're ready to cooperate, I'll be here.
Well, that was anticlimactic. They are, but at least there's a large amount of gameplay between them instead of it being MGS4. I want to play Metal Gear Solid 4 so bad on stream, but I don't have 14 hours a day to do that.
He was my mentor from college and then here to Monarch. I was in a bad place and he kind of turned me around.
You don't have time for a 45-minute
Got it.
cutscenes?
Sort of.
Not 3 of them in a row.
Ghost files. Remnant of mass deletion. Somebody was here. We got Cronin field regulator.
Wait, hold on. Holy shit, this is Dr. Amaril's report.
What is it?
The stutters, they're increasing in frequency.
What's a stutter?
The more frequent the stutters, the more indicative of a fracture.
Okay, and what's a fracture?
Of time. Zero state, it stops, and it doesn't start back up.
And the lifeboat protocol could save us.
I have no idea. But the Chronon field regulator, it is the core of Monarch's time tech. Everything is based upon it. And it has something to do with the lifeboat.
We have to go.
Wait.
No. This way. Sure. No, don't. You end up like her.
Fiona!
lab is stutter-proof. Stay here.
Stutter, where are you going?
Super Soldier's gonna pew pew you.
We need him.
What the hell? Oh, is it a cufflink? I was like, what the hell is that?
Holy crap.
He was standing still. How'd you miss? It's a martini, sir. Oh, is that what it is? It looked like a, yeah, you're cut. You are cut. Whoa. That's not a martini sword, is it? No, no, jack off. Jack off.
Charlie! Charlie!
What a dick. How would she know that it's stuttering? How would she ever know that it's stuttering? For supposedly a smart guy, he was retarded for letting that happen. Continue? Well, we just started, so I'm assuming yes. The part that gets me, the wine and cheese crowd. Ooh.
Security was tight at the Monarch Gala. You took quite a risk walking into the Lion's Den.
If we were gonna kidnap Dr. Amaral, then we needed to do it from the inside.
Beth Wilder.
Yeah,
You were
I
quick
agree.
to trust her.
We had common interests.
Is that all you had?
That's all we needed. Well, I was starting to think seeing a pretty lady like you was too much to hope for.
Why don't you keep your mouth shut while we get some privacy before we begin? Okay.
How about you get me out of this chair?
Stop squirming.
Why do you have to do it like that?
And you're gonna need this.
You like it when I squirm. Wait, was there no sound effect for that? Did she just silently rack a slide? That's there was no sound effect there. That, like, I don't know if you heard that or not, but there was no sound effect when she racked the slide.
What's it look like out there?
I think you're secure. Everyone's concentrating on the party. So far, your crazy plan's working.
And Dr. Amaral?
I don't have a fix on her. She's either at the party or at her office at the R&D facility here on the island.
No, that was not my shit that bugged. That was
so you're gonna sip champagne while I break into a high security installation?
that was not a stream issue.
you got this
There was
all
no
figured
sound for
out.
that.
I'll
And
save
it
your
was
cocktail, Weenie.
very deliberate.
Oh, well, in that case,
It's almost like they
Recovery
forgot to
isn't
put it
gonna
in
survive
there.
the night, but it'll last a little longer, so you can't walk out the front door with me. This is the quickest way to the R&D facility. I disabled the security at the back door, but there'll be guards. Contact me when you're clear. And Jack, you know what's at stake here.
Do I?
It can't be about revenge.
I'm not here for Paul.
Really? You kind of made it clear that was exactly why you're here. Like, you literally stated in the previous video that we just watched, where we spent 45 minutes there, you were 100% here for Paul.
Hey, he's escaping.
The old shift time rush, okay. I've seen this. At least they did during turn press mouse one to perform a melee takedown. I feel like I need to play Prototype after this. Alright.
Damn. That will hurt in the morning.
It will.
My powers were growing. I was learning to control them better.
So as time starts screwing
Who the hell
up,
designs these doors? Okay, I'm gonna have to.
he gets stronger. Okay, so as Paul, if you punch someone hard enough to flip them over like that, they'd be dead. Oh no, come on. Well, isn't that sexy? Look at that booty. Mmm.
Very sci-fi and very Monarch. Something tells me it wasn't commissioned by them, though.
Where do I get? There we go. Pistol. Alright.
Hey, Beth, I'm clear. What's next?
You'll see a radar tower up ahead soon. Let me know when you get inside.
All right.
Woo! Wee! Woo! Oh snap! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Alright. Okay. Oh jeez! There's something up there. I want to know what it is, though. Are those artillery Those are artillery shells. I'm sure they're deactivated, but holy crap, those are artillery shells. You retard. Hey, look, I'm not the one who put freaking artillery shells out here in the open, okay?
Fine. Oh, you could have warned me about that one, Beth.
Oh, wait, did it say semi-auto light machine gun? Oh no, okay, never mind. Semi-auto shock. I was like, how could there be a semi-auto light machine gun? That's not a machine gun. That's just a rifle. Take care of the gun first. No. Oh, hello. Absolutely. That's exactly what we do. We're gonna get that. We're gonna grab that Chronon by the balls. Now we're gonna do this
How
thing.
am I getting to that radar tower?
It's an old coast, the ATF. Oh, good lord. Fully semi-automatic or something. And then, time jump, run. No, crap, never mind. No. Oh, made it. Oh, suck it. I probably should have checked to see if there's anything over there or not. Is there anything over here? No, it's over yonder. It's over yonder. Okay. And let me guess. I can't actually... No, I can't. Why would I be able to do that? Hey, it's up. What? It's still over there. Okay. So now I have to go back down over here because... reasons. The thing is over there and up. Yeah, that means I have to run over there and grab it, right? Yep. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
Hey, it was just our people there. We could...
Up.
Stay sharp, he's here.
Boom! Okay. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road.
Time felt broken here.
Are we gonna fight the Germans now? Oh, I found a Q thingy. Really?
The timeline of the old cannon felt loose. I could shift it around.
Timeline?
Smart place to aim the cannon, guys.
Thinking. Monarch projections say these stutters are getting more frequent. If one hits while we're grabbing Dr. Amaral...
You'll be frozen. Yeah, I know. It's a risk.
It murked the guy point blank with an LMG. Well, that's what operators do.
Amaral would have that in her office too.
I'll keep an eye out. See if I grab it.
Ugh. Alright. Oh, okay. Here I am overthinking this. The game will let me do it. Follow the yellow brick road. Luckily they didn't hear me shooting guns off earlier.
Yeah, I heard he took a personal interest. Somebody said it's because they both got powers. I guess you gotta call it. But I heard it was something personal too. What is the deal with Serena? Hostile. Heads up. We got.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Get behind him.
Oh, damn it. Okay. I love how they didn't hear you shooting. Yeah, exactly. I was like, I just put 2 rounds into a freaking lock. As if that would actually do anything.
Explain the dry dock thing to the public. Hey, it was.
Hey, it was. Boom! Ruffle. Look.
That's all of them.
It was all of them.
Time felt broken here.
Time felt broken here. If he could control time in this manner, it just lots of stuff I don't understand about that.
Timeline of the
Time feels like Uranus. Oof.
I could shift it around.
Yeah, just like my
Smart place
anus.
to aim the cannon, guys.
I've been thinking. Monarch projections say these stutters are getting more frequent. If one hits while we're grabbing Dr. Amaral,
You'll be frozen. Yeah, I know. It's a risk.
Monarch specialist troopers have the
go.
stutter
No.
back here. I bet Dr.
Can't go
Amaral will
forward?
have that in her office too.
Okay, fine.
Keep an eye out. See if
I
grab it for
can't
you.
leap over things. Awesome.
Powers. I guess you gotta call it. But I heard it was something personal too. What is the deal with Serene anyway? I mean, I thought Hatch was the big boss. Well, he isn't. He ain't. Hatch is the public face. Serene's the real boss.
Man, this guard knows a lot of stuff.
That's pretty weird. Welcome to Monarch, pal. Place to work.
Now, I do like the narrative element of the story. It just like you can only have one of 2 timelines, right? One is that it is fixed, which means everything that is happening is designed to happen. Now, this also brings in the point that history is not something you can manipulate. It is decided for you ahead of time, which means that it also robs you of agency. Because if you can't change time, that means that any decision that you make will inevitably cause the decision that you were trying to avoid. And this is one of those things that it's an interesting story element in a sense, but it's also extremely played out, and it also opens up the can of worms of like everything is preordained, right? It does not matter that you could have potentially done something. Boom! Stealth Man! Oh, okay, never mind. I can't do Stealth Man. Hell yeah. Oh, hello. Oh, crap. And so again, like, if everything is preordained, then there's no reason to do time travel. Now, not that they would have known this ahead of time. Obviously, they would never have known that. I mean, how would you know that time is preordained if, like, you've never time traveled before? But it is an interesting, hello. Alright, he's dead. Okay, or not. Did I just feel like a... Whoa! Like it's a Japanese thing? Oh, I can't, there we go. Ooh, headshot, headshot.
No, 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 no.
Here we go. I like this power a lot. See, now not everything is freaking, lethal. I now can do non-lethal combat.
Disabled security and unlock the gates leading to the tower. Let me know when you get there.
I guess I missed that.
Thanks, Beth.
Oh well. Pick up assault rifle ammo. Can I pick up machine gun ammo? while I'm at it? No.
Need to get to the radar tower.
Radar. What? Not again!
Great, another one.
More machine gun ammo. Very nice. Oh, can I not reload that? Oh no, that's fine. Don't give me... Don't let me reload guns or anything. That's silly. Reloading machine guns is hard. Especially those. Very, very complicated. Very difficult. I wouldn't recommend it. If anybody has the opportunity to do that, please don't do it and just give it to me. I have no idea why I'm doing that. But no, I mean, the idea that, like, okay, so he's saying that no matter what he does, he is inadvertently the one that causes the problem, which means that he could literally test this, and if this is the case, like, let's look at the instance of that one dude. So assuming that he's done this multiple times, he keeps going back in time each time, right? Okay, let's just say that's what happens. He goes back in time the first time, he tries to undo all these bad decisions, inadvertently causes them. Okay, well, if we know how to learn lessons, that means the second time you go back, you say, okay, well, I'm not going to interact at all. And then you say, okay, well, what's the result? I go back in time, I interact, I cause the problem. I go back in time, I don't interact, the same thing occurs, which means that what you do is irrelevant. Everything you do at that point is irrelevant. The only thing you can do is take yourself out of the loop, and that would be to, like, go back in time and essentially, what would happen if I shot myself? You know, what happens if I put a bullet in my leg? I know this did not happen to me. I'm going to shoot myself in the leg. What is the what is the thing that happens at that point? Do I complete? You have to break the cycle somehow. The only way to break the cycle is to do something that is not something that happened to you. You have to change what happens to you. And maybe it would put you on a separate path. It might not, but you'd also be breaking the cycle and possibly changing your own memories and a bunch of other stuff.
Below your feet. It's all top secret. The elevator inside will take you down.
Oh, seriously? What is this, a Bond villain lair?
You have no idea. Just don't fall into the shark tank.
Whoa, what the hell was that?
Fuck.
What the hell was that? Alright, so it's right there. I have no idea what the hell that was. But, I mean, is my logic following?
Hello, Riverport. This is Teresa Sedmak. Happy to spend this fine evening with you good folks. We're gonna have a good time, but if you're keeping an eye on the in-crowd, you know we're not gonna be the only ones. The very exciting, very exclusive Monarch Gala is tonight at their beautiful mansion on Gull Island. Of course, the event's invite only, and when they say exclusive, they really mean it. Word is even confirmed A-listers have had a lot of trouble securing an invitation. Predictably, rumors are already circulating. Some people are saying that this is not just a party, that there might be an important announcement about Monarch's future coming up.
Yeah, it's probably going to fail to survive much longer is what it sounds like to me. Pick up the power.
Alright, that's it.
Anyway. Why is this man running around with a bunch of change in his pocket? I keep hearing clingety-clangety. Ah, yes. They're handing me these like they're freaking candy now, which tells me that there's something bad's about to happen to me. I feel like I'm playing Prototype now, where like everything is handed to me on a platter, and it's just like, yes, what if you had a power fantasy, and that power fantasy was, I can murder everything with my mind and my body.
Good evening. You weren't expecting somebody this handsome, I know. Unfortunately, Mr. Serene is preoccupied with as many duties necessary to assure we maintain control over our path forward. And that's what tonight is about. The future. We all knew this day was coming, even if many of you out there aren't sure.
Speech is streaming. Let's give Monarch the audience they deserve.
We're entering a new phase in our operation. One that presents new risks and new demands. One that requires this. the Chronon Field Regulator, or CFR. Now, many of you know that this device has been the source of our Chronon research since 2010. But what only a select few of you know is that this device is at the center of Monarch's plans to navigate through the dangers of the future. This device... Everybody get down!
There's not even a single scream.
Oh, Jesus. What the hell's that about?
I don't know, somebody just tried to Donald Trump somebody else. Bust to the door. Are you winning, son? I mean, winning? I don't know. I'm going through, what do you call it? Like, logical implications of time travel.
Serene's right-hand man's on stage. It was supposed to be Serene.
Is or was? So yeah, so Guns and Dice, we're discussing the logical fallacy of time travel and how it is impossible, or at least if it is possible, it's irrelevant. Because in this own game, you've only got two options. Either A, everything you do can change time, therefore time travel is irrelevant, or you can time travel, but everything you do is irrelevant because time will continue to do what it's supposed to do.
Security network just lit up. They know you're there.
Oh, hello.
No shit!
Oh yeah. Luckily for me, I have machine gun. Heavy machine gun. Oh, we should play Metal Slug. Leave the elevator. Alright, I guess I'm leaving the elevator. Just walk down, man. Just jump. You'll be fine. Time's stopping. You can't hurt yourself. The farther back in time you go, the more impact the slightest deviation will have in the future. Actually, that's incorrect, because you've got two thought processes, right? The first one is you actually have the capacity to change time. The other one is that time is predetermined. Therefore, there's nothing that you can do that will not basically result in those consequences. You are incapable of changing the past or the present or the future. They are all predetermined. You are simply going through the motions. How you do it is up to you. So in the event, so they actually brought up an example. Paul Serene in the game says that he wants to try and he tried to go back in time and save somebody.
It's like that's one level up.
He tried to save somebody. Inadvertently, his attempt to save them is what kills them. And my response is, okay, well, if that's not the case... Oh, okay, well, I just got eaten by a door. Apparently that didn't work very well. And so, if you kill somebody in the past, I'm sure it will affect the future. And that's okay. That's the difference, right? Wow, okay. You have to freeze it, and numpty. Yeah.
Below your feet. It's all top secret. The elevator inside will take you down.
Oh, seriously? What is this, a Bond villain lair?
You have no idea.
Let's
Just
get back
don't
over
fall into
here.
the Shark Tank.
Good evening.
Speech is streaming.
You weren't expecting
Let's
somebody
give Monarch the audience ages.
So if you can go, so here's the problem though. If you can go back and change time, you can severely change it. So the only way to get out of the loop, like you just said, is to injure yourself, because anything that you do to somebody else will not affect your future per se.
Too busy trying to
You'd have to actually my thought process was, if the only way this happens is that you are a part of it, you have to start taking those people out in order to stop it. So the idea would be for Paul to go back in time and like shoot himself in the leg as a child, right? That could drastically change his future. That could change his entire personality. Inadvertently, it would completely change him and rewrite history entirely.
No shit.
Now, again, that may also, aside from, can you kill yourself, right? So, if you tried to kill yourself in the past, what would happen? And of course, a paradox would occur. You can't kill yourself in the past. You can't, because it was never meant to happen. Or, in so doing, your position will be taken by somebody else. Time travel gets confusing real quick. I think it's a lot easier whenever you take the predetermined, let's say predestination route, the predetermined route, because again, it does fall into destiny. You know, your life is chosen for you. You are going through the motions.
Dr. Amaril's office. It's like that's one level up.
And as uncomfortable as that is, it's like, okay, well, if everything that I do is predetermined, do I have free will? And the answer is yes, you do, but you only have free will as to how you go about something. You know, you can't change the outcome. You can change. You can't change the outcome. What you can change is you can change the way you deal with it, right? But doesn't that negate free will? It does not. Whoa, hello. So free will is not about changing actions, it's how you handle actions. These are very different things. These are two very, very different things. You do not have the freedom to interact and manipulate the world around you. That's not free will. Free will is all about your ability to handle things. So, for instance, you have the ability to not get mad when that dude walks up to you and purposely smacks your drink out of your hand. Free will is what allows you to... essentially say, I'm not going to react a certain way. That's what that is. I know free will, I think we tend to think of it as a cause and effect thing, where I can push a rock and it rolls down the hill, which is true. I mean, it does. There is a cause and effect there, but that's not what free will is. Free will is the ability to do something in response to something else, and how you handle it.
Are you sure this can't be traced back to us?
Possible. I've adjusted the flight controls so the drone will crash into the villa on your order.
Good. Lyric. I'll make sure that Sophia's in position when the time is right. Wait for my call.
It was some kind of surveillance drone. Knowing that Monarch had eyes in the sky made me a little uneasy.
Oh. I have to push a button to get out of that one. Okay. I mean, does that make sense? I mean, your ability to respond to things is your free will, not your ability to interact with things.
What is that? It's like I'm being drained.
Chronon dammers, take away your time powers. Disable them or leave the area of effect to regain your powers. Oh, I gotta turn that off.
The device drained my powers.
We refer to it as a chronon dampener.
But yeah, no. If things are predetermined, you will be. The outcome is predetermined. It's just how you deal with it was the other part, right? And that would be the idea of free will. That is the free will part. Though I am willing to hear other alternatives to that thought process, but that's what I've always believed. It doesn't actually change the outcome or the events. So, like, if you were supposed to go through, let's say, a harrowing childhood, thing, whatever that may be, you're going to go through it. The question is, how are you going to process it, right? How can you change maybe the events around it? How can you change how you go through it? But the event itself is going to happen. Theorizing exists a state of quantum superposition started by a highly dangerous distortion field. It's just science mumbo jumbo. Who cares? Greetings, lifeboat personnel. The day has finally come to commence Phase 3 of our plan. Tonight, I'll be hosting a gala to celebrate this monumental achievement to which you are all invited. By now, you have likely heard of the event that took place earlier today at Riverport University. Our path forward has not been impacted by this minor setback. We are ready for what comes next. Your part of this journey has not yet begun, but the onset of the fracture will bring with it new challenges that are worth reiterating. God, I love the PR speak. I'm not able to go over many of these issues in detail at tonight's gala because many guests will not have knowledge of the lifeboat protocol. As such, I am including a high-level document outlining key points worth addressing. 1. The path forward, our journey ahead. 2. The lifeboat protocol, status of the survival program. Shifters. 3. Shifters, dangers awaiting us at the end of time. 4. R&D tour, our future at work. The path forward. When you were first chosen for the Lifeboat Protocol, you were sent a package illustrating in great detail several events that would come to pass. It was stressed that these events were unavoidable. Many of you were reluctant to believe this, but every single one of these events has since occurred, including, to our great regret, the onset of the fracture. This provides empirical evidence of my knowledge and understanding of the future, and I trust it has dispelled your doubts. No future event that I have experienced can ever be prevented. This includes the end of time. It cannot be avoided. However, it can be survived. Survival in the end of time has been the primary mission of Monarch Solutions since its inception. Ooh, okay, so we're not even trying to stop it. See, he understands this now. He understands that these events are now inevitable. It's going to happen. The question is, what happens at the end of time? Which is an interesting question. I know this isn't easy, but in the face of immutable facts, sacrifices must be made in the name of our survival. From this point forward, we will have to start making those sacrifices at a rapid pace. While we do know the exact date and time at which the complete end of time will occur, our knowledge about the escalation in stutters and time anomalies leading to it is far less complete. We do, however, know that it will be dangerous. For the first time in 17 years, we are entering a phase of relative unknown. Adjustments will need to be made along the way, both in response to the effects of the fracture's progress and the less cosmic events that we will find ourselves. We ask for your patience in this trying time. Lifeboat Protocol. You are the chosen few who will survive the end of time. When time stops, your journey will continue in the safety of the lifeboat. The Chronon particle harvesting operation is nearing completion. The lifeboat has been confirmed to be able to run solely on that Chronon power, as regulated by the Chronon field regulator. Current data indicates that the lifeboat remains sustainable for approximately 50 years, subjective years, of course, as no time at all will pass outside the lifeboat. So, indefinitely? I mean, in reality, that would be permanent, because if time does not go forward, but you're still able to move, do things break down? Given the preliminary research we have achieved using the CFR, we estimate that it will take at least 2 subjective decades for the lifeboat team to discover a permanent solution for the end of time. Given the nature of the problem, this is, of course, highly speculative, and the solution could prove to be more elusive than we're hoping. However, by the time the lifeboat protocol is activated, we are confident that we will be able to increase our chronon particle reserves, and there is sustainability to a point where we have a runtime of upwards of 200 subjective years. Or, to put it another way, if there is a solution to the end of time, I am 100% confident that the lifeboat team will have the necessary time to discover it. Again, I like how they're talking about time travel at the end of time, but also being able to move forward in time, as if this will help. Because if you can make pockets of time, it doesn't make sense. Shifters. We briefed you all on the dangers of chronon disruptive wave function subjects, or what we now are being referred to as shifters. We estimate that they will begin to emerge within stutters only as the end of time nears. The lifeboat has been tested, and we can say with absolute certainty that the stutter-proof technology will protect the lifeboat from shifters. Using a living sample in Dr. Kim's lab, we have proven that shifters cannot manifest without the presence of a stutter. We will make sure that you are transported to the safety of the lifeboat before they arrive. Well, geez, I'm so glad that you're going to do that. Floor 3 of the lifeboat has been built to house the Monarch Solutions Striker and Juggernaut squads, a paramilitary unit trained to combat shifters at the end of time. Their presence will likely not concern you. However, in the event that travel outside of the safety of the lifeboat proves to be necessary for any reason, the Striker teams have been trained to navigate the end of time and successfully eliminate shifters. Jeez, okay, so... Alright, you're getting into Calvinism, I think, with predestination stuff. Again, I'm not even getting into real world examples. I'm just talking about in this world's description of what that looks like, right? If everything you're about to go through is predetermined, then that means that the only thing you can do is change the way you handle something.
When Paul visited me in that cell, he said time was a closed loop. I believed the fracture couldn't be fixed. Seeing the scale of that facility made me wonder. Time was ending? What was it all for?
There we go, burst fire pistol. Well, and that's a good point too, right? Like, everything that's about to happen is inevitable.
Dr. Hammerall's office. It's like that's one level up.
So we've already established the fact that, you know, whatever is about to happen is going to happen. Jeez, there's a lot of stuff I obviously missed. Whatever was going to happen is going to happen, and it just hasn't happened yet.
Looks like I need to find another way inside.
But you're not wrong. Time travel stuff is complicated and confusing because I don't believe it's even possible. If time travel was possible, it means that editing time would be possible, which means that like events and stuff would be Huh. It's a Big Daddy! Hey, I got the burst fire pistol.
What the fuck is that?
That's a good question. Woo! Boom! But yeah, you're not wrong. Existing out of time is not something that humanity has the ability to do. Oh, okay. I guess my powers don't work on him. Got it. Oh, okay. Even if it was possible, that kind of power is too great for humans to have. See, I kind of like. Okay, I like the idea of the.
We refer
like
to it as a chronon dampener.
The traveler in time from Fallout, where like they're not there to change the world. They're not even there to try to undo things. They are there to just figure out how time works, and that's it. Like they're not really, they know they can't fix anything. They know they can't stop anything. They are literally just there because they can be, and they are. That is literally their entire purpose.
When Paul visited me in that cell, he said time was a closed loop. Believed the fracture couldn't be fixed. Seeing the scale of that facility made me wonder. Time was ending? What was it all for?
That's a good question. Why does time end? And
Dr.
time ends because you have made it so.
That's one level up.
The alarm would trigger as soon as the stutter broke. I was on borrowed time.
He's got the chronoton, same chronoton gear as the white guys who sprint around. Oh, what is this?
The chart showed that all of Monarch's major technological advancements started in 2010. Around the same time that something else happened.
Ground Zero.
Ground Zero, chronon particle harvesting operation initiated, CFR research completed. See, that means that... Okay, so here's the one loop that doesn't make sense. He goes back in time to try and stop time travel. The thing is that time travel is started with a large amount of funding from Monarch, which means Monarch exists whether or not Paul Serene makes it one way or the other. So in 1999, Phase 1 of Monarch operations begins. That's the year he goes back. So he starts this is where things get a little bit dicey on this track record. He goes back in 1999. Goes back to 1999. Day 1, right? He is now he's a little kid. He is beginning as an adult, the beginning of this I guess research organization. Within a year, he's built a research division, the Gull Island R&D facility commissioned. He is burning through cash, which I'm not even sure how he's doing that. And in 10 years, he has the Ground Zero event. This is one of those moments where I think that the story is kind of having a problem. If the answer was that he went back and founded Monarch, and that's where all the money comes from in order to do this, he can actually stop it. He goes back and just lives his life as if he was supposed to live there, and he never gets involved with anybody else. And what happens is that the cycle breaks, and ironically, he would, in reality, just go back to his reality. Or, and see, this is another thing, is that whenever you're in time, are you creating another timeline? Or are you in the same timeline that you were already in? Are you creating a parallel timeline? Or are you still on the exact same timeline? Is there one timeline? Are there multiple timelines? If there are multiple timelines, then everything you do can be changed. But it still doesn't matter. If there's only one timeline, geez, like it just gets really complicated. It's just like the more you look at it, the more logically it has to go into it. It's weird. Yeah, we've already done this. Oh, there's a loading screen. Okay, that's a loading screen. Got it.
What the fuck is that thing?
Here we go. Thank you. Get me out of there. Nope. No. Hide behind the nitrogen. It's safe there. Have you seen the Back to the Future movies? It's been a long time. we go, buddy.
That's hurt.
Oh, jeez. Okay, that guy's, Oh, snap. I forgot all my other buttons here. What's my time blow-up button? Is it, what's my other button? Woo! Oh, okay, fine. Thank you for not letting me do anything. No, sprint, damn you. Dude. Use your... Oh my gosh, use the... Thank you. Oh my Lord of mercy. You are terrible at this. I tell you to do something and you don't do it. In the second movie, the character Biff goes back in time and gives his teen self a sports almanac for the next 40 to 50 years, changing the future so sure Biff is a millionaire or billionaire. Yeah, but it would also change the future in other ways, right? Like, there's the thing, is that by changing the future, you're going to inevitably change everything. Or whenever you change the past, you're going to inevitably change everything. Ideally. That's the whole point, right? If you could go back and change, like, a major decision, would you do it? I think the answer to most people is like, yeah, I mean, I would love to go back in time and change, like, some bad decisions I made. I think most people would think that way. I'm sure Geisha would make that decision when she met me. Dude, I hate this thing. I hate this boss fight. This boss fight sucks. Oh, did he finally die?
That was hardcore.
Oh, so now he's just stuck. Oh, that sucks. It's not that bad if you're not special needs. Well, I am. I've seen the first really cool Roomba-like product. It is actually awesome. It drives around on a slab of a construction site and draws out the floor plan. I saw that too, and I thought that was pretty cool. And I was like, man, that's pretty neat. I wouldn't mind that.
It was clear that Monarch had been building the Chronon technology for years. They were prepared for the fracture.
None of it would have been possible without the CFR.
Interesting. So the game does not end with the end of time.
These things were designed like walking tanks.
They weren't for you. Don't flatter yourself.
Yeah, they were made for something worse. It's like, wait, what? It's like, oh no. Now the next question is, does Paul expect to survive this? That's another question, right? Paul knows how this ends, and he never answered Jack's question. Does time end, and does he survive to really see it? Right. So that's the next question. If time does end, does time end when Paul dies, or does time end and Paul die regardless? Like, I mean, how? What the hell? Okay, so I have to. Okay, I gotta play this some more. All right.
Let's try it again.
Oh yeah, no, I got it. I destroyed his chrono. I don't know if I killed him or not. I probably did. He might as well be dead. He's basically dead. But that also means that you're not even. How does that even look like? You're not dead. You're not even stuck in death. Like you are forever stuck in time. Which, by the way, in one of the games that I played when I was a kid, it was what was it called? Drakengard. That was one of the good endings, where you essentially like the end of the world is coming upon you because one dude misses his
Guessing
girlfriend.
this isn't the usual employee route.
And she dies, and so he puts her in like an egg of eternity or whatever, and she comes back, but it's like a monster, and she just destroys everybody. But like in order to save humanity, you essentially lock it. You lock it into a forever loop where it just
No alarms.
is frozen in time.
It's like nobody here knows about the mess I made on the way in.
That's because they're all stubborn.
Nice job, Beth.
Paul Serene has become preoccupied with the appearance of Jack Joyce. He has put aside his engagement at tonight's gala in order to focus on some feeble attempt to convert Jack to our cause. This distraction presents us with the perfect opportunity to push our agenda. Tonight we send Monarch into a state of chaos. Tonight we assure Paul Serene's downfall. I have managed to convince Paul to allow me to deliver the gala speech on his behalf, creating the perfect cover. The steps are as follows. My God, he's doing the Donald Trump option. Gala shooting. I'll be delivering Paul's speech at the gala very soon. I have arranged for an inside resource to fire shots in my direction from a vantage point halfway through the speech, narrowly missing me on stage. This will throw the gala into pandemonium and destabilize Monarch to a point where Paul's authority and control of the situation will be called into question. More immediately, it will force Monarch to initiate security measures that will lead to Sophia Amaral being locked into the nearby Monarch villa for her protection. Stetson will recalibrate Drone A7's flight pattern and cause it to crash directly into the villa, killing Sophia Amaral and therefore removing Paul Serene's only means of developing the treatments necessary for his sickness. Wow. Martin Hatch. Okay, so this is it. So I wonder if Paul knows this. Like, this would not be Paul's first round, I guess you could say. Which means that, theoretically, he could... I don't know. But, so the only problem with the Biff scenario, I think it was Guns N' Knives that brought it up. The only problem with that is the fact that if that was the case, and it's not necessarily the case, he's starting at year one. He would need at least a few years or at least a few ball games at minimum to make that kind of money. Yesterday I watched a movie called Frequency. It's about a 36-year-old guy in 1999 who starts talking to his dad in 1969 through a ham radio. I've seen that movie, yeah. Something to do with a solar flare affecting the ionosphere or something, but he tells his dad things to change the past so he doesn't die and he can have his dad back. His dad originally dies in a fire because he's a fireman. I believe there's also a murder involved or like something like that where like, yeah, wasn't there a murder involved as well? Where they're trying to solve who caused it or something? Like where they prevent the fire? Yeah, I remember that. In the aftermath of Amaral's death, I will head an investigation that will allow me to gain access to Dr. Kim's lab, where the entirety of Paul's treatments are kept. Demolition charges will be planted, and every single treatment will be placed. Yeah, he was. It was a good movie. Yeah, he was. There was a serial killer. Yeah. I remember that, and that's an interesting thing because, see, there's a. I don't want to say there's merit to that because there's not, but like there's at least some precedent for that, which is where, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, all radio signals they bounce back. So you can literally pick up radio broadcasts that happened like in 1960. Even now. It depends on where you're going and how you're looking, but yes, you can still do it. Our plans might actually overlap for once. I'm going to attempt to access Dr. Kim's lab tonight during the gala to find out if he knew about the countermeasure. I still think that's our strongest lead. However, if I get inside, I should be able to shut down some of the security measures from the inside. The problem is that getting inside that lab might prove to be a long shot. Couldn't get a hold of Amaral's keycard, so I've resorted to shameless flirting in order to find a means in. I'm going to the gala as Charlie Wincott's quote-unquote date, in hopes that he can get me inside. That's if I can hold back from punching out the douche for that long. Consider this a test of restraint. I know that you think Jack is the key to obtaining the countermeasure, but the evidence is really stacking up that Dr. Kim knew something about the device. Really, that's wild. No, that's true. Now, again, you can't pick it up on... I know that radio signals from the past are going across space. See, they are, but they also bounce back. So they are going across space. They do not stop moving. However, they also bounce back. And so theoretically, you could have a conversation if you really would do. Hold on, with enough energy, I guess you could do it. I just don't see where you would want to do that. I mean, just like here's the thing. I think that almost anything is possible. It's just that there are some things that would just break. Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. So, but obviously this, okay, a radio wave is something that just travels across frequencies, right? So if you fire off a frequency into space, there's tons of frequencies in space. How do you isolate for it? And of course it's going to bounce back. I mean, signals bounce. And what are essentially planets other than things that bounce? I mean, they just push things around. Frequencies bounce off of planets all the time. We can look at our own planet and see how they bounce. Yeah, him saving his father inadvertently saves a serial killer, and the changes he ends up getting his mom murdered. Is that what he does? I don't remember that part. But again, that would be an interesting story, though. It appears we have overtaken. It appears we have been overtaken by events, and we have to adjust our plans accordingly. As you are no doubt aware, we now have Jack Joyce in custody. He gave himself up earlier today, as Mr. Serene had a personal interest in Joyce and the information he might have. He'll be interrogating him at the detention center on the island. He saves his father, and the change ends up saving the life of a serial killer who would have died otherwise. Let's see. I don't remember that part of the movie, because I thought the movie had a happy ending, not a sad one. Where it's like, no, you just traded off your terrible event. It's like, what? His dad originally dies when he's 6. It does eventually. It's been a while since I've watched the movie, and Geisha likes that movie. I thought it was okay. But it wasn't bad. I want that. It's a good film. Yeah, no, it's not bad. I didn't think it was bad. It was just I don't remember enough about it, to be honest. Not anymore. Yeah, his mom gets murdered because she went to work because she wasn't in mourning over his dad dying. Well, I guess I'm just gonna go this way. Well, that just goes to show you can't change the past without affecting something else. But you see, it's almost the inevitability, right? It's the inevitability part of the story. Like, there's nothing you can do to stop something like that. But again, I like the idea that I think people understand that no matter what you do, you can't really change time. Much of what we know about the Shifter is theoretical, based on observations made by Mr. Serene and the limited experimentation we have been able to conduct on the only subjects we have managed to capture. They do not seem to have a stable physical presence. Rather, the data we are gathering appears to be fragmented and contradictory, as if there were countless versions of the subject occupying the same space. Our current theory is that they somehow exist in a persistent state of quantum superposition, or, to put it another way, with reference to the famous Schrodinger's cat thought experiment, the cat is both alive and dead at the same time. The full mechanics and implications of this exceed our current understanding, but on a practical level, it seems to make them highly resistant to injury. It appears that even if the Shifter encounters deadly force, it may kill one of its aspects, but because it exists as multiple iterations of itself, including iterations that were not killed by the force, it doesn't stop. Jeez, okay. Current theory suggests that the only way to stop a Shifter is to cause its wave function to collapse from the superposition to a single Egan state. In practical terms, the Shifter must be affected with deadly force enough times for it to run out of healthy versions of itself. As such, direct confrontation with the Shifter would be last resort. Contact with the Shifter is extremely dangerous. We know that they are they are essentially mobile repositories of vast amounts of chronon particles, and that they can only exist in a zero state, an area which has been depleted of chronon particles, typically by a fault in the Meyer-Joyce field that encompasses the universe. Colloquially, we refer to these as stutters in time. We also know that Shifters are hostile to any source of chronon particles other than themselves within stutters. So any chronon active individual within a stutter may find themselves targeted by Shifters. It appears that movement in stutters, by which we mean the very movement of particles within the space in which time flows, not merely the movement of an individual, disturbs them, and they respond with considerable aggression. As discussed previously, Shifters are extremely resistant to damage. They are also quite physically formidable, but their biggest threat is the distortion field around them. Its exact nature is unknown, but we know it warps the properties of the space surrounding them, exerting great physical load. Yeah, his mom gets murdered because she went to... Oh, they already wrote that one, never mind. The stutter-proofing technology Monarch Solutions is advanced offers solid protection against shifters. Time flows normally within a stutter-proofed area, so shifters simply cannot exist within them. Therefore, as long as stutter-proofing remains active, shifters are not a problem. However, stutter-proofing of large outside areas is not feasible given our chronon particle budget. So we have developed other technology to defend against shifters, the chronon dampeners. A chronon dampener works by annihilating free-floating chronon particles within a specified area. As shifters forms are hypersaturated with chronon particles. Yeah. So we have a little defense against it. Got it. Ma'am, do you have your thong in here?
That there looks like what Beth wanted. Oh, shit. Emerald's at the party.
Another good movie about radio waves is Contact.
I better
Earth
find a
receives
way
a
out
signal
of here
from
and get to the
aliens, and
party.
after they figure out how to dial in the frequency, they discover it's a video of Hitler giving a speech at the Olympics in the 30s. They point out it was the first broadcast powerful enough to go into space. Well, they kind of got it, right? Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, here we go. Dr. Sophia Amaral. It's no exaggeration to say that the Chronon Field Regulator, or the CFR, is at the heart of all Monarch's technological advances. It has taken on a somewhat mythical quality, given its origins and the vital role it plays in the Lifeboat project, but in actuality, the CFR's applications are very practical. That's not to say the CFR hasn't had a course-altering... yeah, our radio transmissions are repeating out of the universe forever. You know what that means, Fokker? Do you know what that means? You know what that means? That means right now, there is some chick that is having an infinite orgasm across space and time. There is some chick who went on OnlyFans, or whatever, and is currently having an orgasm that is just repeating throughout space and time. Just think about that. Just think about that. I'm glad I can make your day worse. That's not to say the CFR hasn't had a course-altering impact on the work Monarch Solutions does. It's been hugely influential in the development of both the stutter-proofing technology that allows us to shield large areas from the effects of a zero state. Oh my god. Enabling time to keep flowing within them, even as it stops everywhere else, as well as the smaller personalized application of the same technology. Not our proudest fap as a species. Yeah, can you just imagine that as like, it's that like very distorted like, you know, like that, but it's just that one chick just having a, and just, only if it was sent via radio that was a broad transmission. I don't know how that much would spill past stuff directed at satellites. Somebody has to have gotten like horny on the space station. Come on. Their faces when they realize aliens sent them a video of Hitler is funny. So if an alien sent me a video of Hitler, my first response would be they gotta go. Because if they think this is funny, it's time to go. Public TV broadcasts are the stuff that is going out forever. I mean, that means that somebody is watching. Yeah, they'll be watching. I stand. No, that just solidifies my point, 100%. Like there's somebody there's an infinite orgasm happening in space. We've looked at the preliminary data on the frequency and severity of the stutters and crunched the numbers, and the results are alarming. Our original projection, which gave us years until the fracture reached the point where time breaks down, completely does not match up with the progression of stutters we are experiencing. Put simply, the stutters are happening more and more frequently, clearly indicating that the Mayer-Joyce field is breaking down much faster than we thought. Taking the rate of acceleration, we can hypothesize that we might have as little as 24 hours until we reach the end of time, or the point at which time stops and no longer starts up again. We do not know why the original projection was wrong and why that data, which we do consider reliable, coming as it does from Mr. Serene, seems to entirely contradict our current findings. Regardless, the main issue seems clear. In order to achieve Monarch Solutions' stated goals, the Lifeboat protocol should be activated ASAP. I'd be more concerned if they sent ones from the current South African president. I mean, same thing. It's just genocide.
Amaral tried to warn Paul. The end of time was approaching quickly. Less than 24 hours away.
Mr. Serene believed it would take years to run its course. Admittedly, he was wrong.
Well, in the movie, they say the aliens probably didn't understand what they were seeing, and sending the signal back to Earth was them saying, "Hello, we heard you." I don't think I've ever seen this movie, but it sounds super funny. I thought it relevant to forward you a message you sent me years ago. Do not underestimate the significance he holds in your life. I understand your concern that he is reluctant to accept the inevitability of what is coming. However, when he sees the whole picture, he'll have no choice but to believe. We all had our doubts once. You showed us the light. Give him time. I'm now going to just transcribe what I recall from my dreams. I still have doubts that this exercise will help alleviate my symptoms, but I'm willing to explore the idea further if you truly believe its merit. For someone who is not a medical doctor, let alone a mental health professional, you seem to take a great interest in my thoughts, not that I don't appreciate it. Here's my first attempt. I recall a haunting image of 7 red doors. Each door had a wrought iron handle that was dripping liquid metal onto the ground, creating a pool in the middle of the room. It looked down into the aqueous metallic glow at my feet to see my own glimmering reflection, revealing that I had aged half a lifetime. Startled, I looked back up to discover that only one door remained. Jack Joyce stood in front of it. The heat in the room was overwhelming. Jack was sweating profusely. His skin was red and peeling open. He begged me to take him back home, but there was no door leading home. I opened the only door left and entered, discovering that we were back in the same room we had just exited. He refused to come to terms with this and opened the door again. I followed him over and over as he desperately opened the doors, forever leading us back to where we started. The heat grew and he howled in pain, begging to know why I made the other doors disappear, why there was only one path. He begged me to bring the other doors back. He begged me to take him home. The iron pool burst into flames. Jack screamed in agony. I grabbed him, told him that we needed to learn to endure the heat, to embrace the flame. I knew it would come to pass eventually, but the only way to survive it was to accept its inevitability. My body began swaying rapidly, dancing to the movement of the flames around me until my bones faded out of existence and I surrendered to the fire until we were one and the same. Okay. I was no longer one being in one place and time. My life force spread evenly across the flames until I was no longer an individual in one body, but a grander shifting entity. I could feel Jack being consumed within my essence. I felt a power within the heat, a clarity of intent. I forgot about my desire to ever return from the flames, because the body that once desired to return was lost forever. I became the very thing that I entered, and it became me, a cyclical fury chasing itself, Ouroboros. I woke up in a cold sweat. I quickly wrote down words that poisoned my mind in that moment. Delmore Schwartz was right. Time is the fire. Okay. So Jack is essentially just, you know, he is the man beating against the walls of time and can't win. Oh. Greetings. It has been brought to my attention that there is some confusion as to the reason for the upcoming evening gala on Gull Island. I understand that some feel that such celebration is frivolous, even misguided, in the aftermath of last night's events at Riverport University and the now present steadily advancing fractures in time. These concerns are understandable, but they are missing the bigger picture. Monarch Solutions is now entering a phase in which its true purpose will be fulfilled. We have finally arrived at the moment for which we have spent years preparing. The purpose of the event is twofold. First of all, for those selected to be okay, lifeboat, yeah. For autonomy and vast resources, Monarch is not functionally independent from the rest of society. In order for our plans to succeed, we will need the support and cooperation of the authorities and numerous business partners, even though they don't know our true goals. Okay. Contact is good. Going by her initial discussion with the aliens, I think they know what it was about. Alright. Can I get out of here, or? Alright, so my guess is that Paul has probably had to do this multiple times. He keeps going through the same door over and over and over again. He keeps trying to save Jack, which is obviously the wrong choice. Now, I suspected it was. As long as Jack is around, I think this problem is going to persist. Ironically, Jack is the problem. Now, I don't know how much of the problem.
Quite expensive piece of tech you stole.
Bill me. I knew Beth's cover wouldn't last long. Had to get it to her at the party before it was too late.
Okay, well, I obviously triggered something, so now I'm going the right way. Kind of. I don't want to read any more of this. I'm really tired of reading. Okay, I'm just going to say that I got it. Get to the party. You gotta fight for the right. Check out Burke's contacts. Who's he working with? I am Jack's complete lack of belief in myth supposition. Okay. I am Jack's complete lack of belief in myth suppositions. I mean, you can not believe them, that's fine. I'm not making you believe them. As far as the university thing goes, I can't really talk about that. Okay, he's flirting with this chick. Good lord, how do I get in there? There's stuff and things in there. I must have them. Get to the party. Okay. Time vision! Oh, hello. If I just simply walk through the open door, that might help. But no, I mean, the question kind of remains is that if Paul has done this over and over and over and over and over again, he's trying to find ways around it. That means
Guns
the only...
made to operate in a stutter. Paul had clear priorities. When time ends, guns don't.
Is that some kind of jab at guns? Because I don't agree with it. Alright, let's see here. I need diaries and upgrades. How many do I have? Cost 4. How many do I have? Increased threat detection, time dodge, time rush. Focus time triggered by aiming with mouse 2 immediately after using rush will last longer. Multi takedown sounds nice. Oh, I've got 11 of these. Time blast. Okay, let's upgrade that. Oh. Let's do that. Time shield. Let's do recovery 100%. We need fast slow time. Slows down further and jack while the time shield is active. Yes. Increased power. That's not a bad idea. Reduce cooldown. Cost 6. Focus time will last even longer. What's that one again? Click is another good movie. Kind of has time travel. Adam Sandler character. Yeah, I've seen Click. I saw Click in theaters. And honestly, I didn't like it because it's not even time travel. What it is it's the idea that we tune out so often the things that don't matter when in reality the things that don't matter are the things that matter most. Click was shit. No, I would agree with Fokker on that one.
Monarch combat gear was unwieldy. What I'd taken from Dr. Amaral's office was much lighter, almost like a civilian model.
Yeah, I would agree with Fokker on that one. I did not like Click. And before I go into this room, I'm going to say this. Click. My issue with Click is that it's not even the premise, but he spends his entire life... Y'all are so cynical. No. My issue with it is the fact that it is a... I think about it. It's not shit. I did not like the movie because it does make an excellent point. And the excellent point is this. If you only want to fast forward to the points that are the highlights, you will miss out on everything. Because those highlights are just, if you want to call them checkpoints in life. It's the banal stuff. It's the sitting down with the people that matter with you at the end of the day and having a meal, even though you may not want to. It's the everyday things where maybe even something as simple as doing the dishes for your significant other or whatever. And they're just, like... the little things that you do for others and they do for you. That's where life is found. It's not found in the highlights. The highlights are just your hallmarks. That's all they are. They're not where life is found. It's not where you're going to find everything. Click is up there with Grown Ups as my most hated Adam Sandler movies. It's just about a sloppy story trying to make its very obvious point if you're not retarded. Yeah. No, like as soon as I understood what he was doing, is like, oh, you fast forward through the boring parts of life. And I go, yeah, but you're going to find yourself at the end of your life and you've never lived it. Like, which is kind of the point. But at the same time, the point that it's making is that we tune out and kind of put ourselves on autopilot, right? We tend to, at least for me, especially during like dinner time, I will sometimes just zonk out. I will just kind of go in my own head and just start thinking and rationalizing something, or I'll start thinking about like history stuff that I've been listening to or reading, and I'll start seeing if I can apply things here and there. Does that fit? Does this fit? I'll start poking holes in it, or how do I'll just start fiddling with things in my own head and seeing what works and what doesn't, or what makes sense and what doesn't. And so, like, in reality, though, that movie is more about don't do that. There's a time and a place for that, but just don't do that all the time. Otherwise, you just kind of check out, and you're not really part of what's going on in your own life. Like, that's the message I took from that, which was that if you skip through, or if you put yourself on autopilot, if you want to put it that way, through the boring stuff, you will essentially find yourself waking up old, and you will have never really experienced your own life. You'll never be a part of the things that mattered. And that's kind of the message that I got. Man, I really don't want to deal with like my family doing. I don't want to deal with this meeting, or I don't want to do this project. And and don't get me wrong, I don't either. I don't want to do the project either. Oh my God, more reading. Oh, Lord of mercy, more reading. Located in Monarch HQ, access sealed until activated, completely starter-proofed, maintained with Chrono. So I wonder if Paul actually has, since he's gone back in time and done this multiple times, I wonder if he knows how fast this is going to go.
Oh, dude. Come on, your work.
Adventurous religious singles dating website. I like how they put religious singles. Find your soulmate. Meet the one he meant for you. Abstain together. Enjoy the tension. Okay. There is room for all in the closet of the... There is room for all in the closet of the Lord. What? The closet of the... What is that? What is that language? Thank you for the update. We do not require the time machine to be activated in the near future, but from this point forward, I want technicians on standby. Our plan requires absolute control. That is what the machine represents. More than anything, we want to protect the machine from falling into the hands of our enemies. We have to deny them the opportunity to disrupt our plans. We may not be able to change the past, but if my travels have proven anything, it's that the past can help us better prepare for the steps to come. Those steps will be made clear to you very soon. The Lord has a kingdom, not a closet. I don't know what... I have never... Okay, look. I have read multiple religious texts. Some I believe more than others by a long shot. Even more recently. But I've never heard anybody say the closet of the Lord. I have no idea what that is. The Lord's closet, where he keeps his suits and ties. Yes, like the rest of us. Very normal people things. Paul, the time machine core has successfully been transported to the HQ and installed into the Monarch time machine frame on top of the floor of the tower. The crew is getting restless. They really need some insight into the next steps. I understand the details of your plan remain confidential for a reason, but any information you can give us would be extremely helpful. Oh, good lord. I just think it's funny. The closet of the Lord.
Raj.
Okay.
Sounds like the way out of this place.
Is this man trying to find a religious gay man? Which I don't know what faith allows homosexuality as part of its like core tenets. It's obviously an unnatural part of what I guess you can call it the human condition. I don't even know. Like it doesn't, you know, but it happens in nature. Not really. It's like to establish dominance. Like, okay, yeah, that doesn't make it better. Oh, there's that. Man, this part's
All I had
easy.
to do was make it through the garage. Seems simple enough.
Oh shit.
I heard something.
No, you didn't.
Let's find him.
No, you didn't.
Go look for him. What the fuck?
And boom!
Oh, shit.
All personnel. Jack Joyce has escaped custody. RMD facility garage. Copy. Neutralize the target at once.
Bah! Oh crap. Oh good lord. Boom! And here we go. You're so rough at using the power. Yeah, I know. Oh, you're gonna throw a little baseball at me? That's okay. Oh, okay, fine. Fine! Headshot. Who needs that when I can just simply do
Make my
this?
life any easier.
You know, the only type of time travel that I agree with is the time travel in Warhammer 40k, where there is one timeline. You can go and change the past, but it's not going to be pleasant. There's going to be massive amounts of sacrifices needed. And I don't mean like, let's go take the goat and put it on the altar. It's like, no. Like, you as a person will be psychically scarred from this. You may not even survive the attempt. Like, whenever you go traveling through the warp and, like, things go horribly wrong, like, sometimes you can end up, you know, arriving a week before your destination. It's not planned, it's just by accident. Can I go this way, or where am I going? Where am I going? But there's a book called the Dark Angels trilogy, the original trilogy, where Cypher is a bad guy. Oh damn! Not this guy again. Are you? Do your bad guy walk, man.
Okay. How am I getting out of this?
Oh, okay. All right. Ah! Go down! Thank you. Anyway. But by the end of the book, or by the end of the third book, Cypher, who has been kind of screwing with everything that you've been, or the main characters have been doing, is doing all of this to go back in time to essentially stockpile a bunch of events that are going to happen. Have you seen the Loki series? It has a lot of time travel in it. I have not. But the thing I like about the Dark Angel series is the fact that
Dr. Emerald's at the party.
Yeah, I just spotted her. Want to be my date?
Yeah, save me that cocktail weenie. I'll make my way there.
what he's doing is that Cypher, every iteration that he goes back in time, he always ends up at the same point, and he's considered a traitor to the Legion. But every iteration, what he's doing is he's trying to put pieces together to make certain events happen. And so what he's doing, every iteration that he goes back, he's putting those pieces in place, and then he's going back again. So that, since he's on the same timeline, these events are happening. And because he is the progenitor of the event, they just keep happening one after the other. And so he's queuing things up for the big crescendo. And only he can oh, hello. Only he can bring that event about, right? Because he's the only one that can actually, he's the only one doing this. Oh, whoops, wrong gun. Wrong gun. Wrong gun. Oh, for the love. How do you suppress somebody like me? I want to know. I can run faster than bullets. How do you suppress me? But yeah, essentially, time travel just lets you do whatever you want to with it in reality. Like, from a narrative perspective, it just does whatever you want it to do. Now, I believe we can take things down to an absolute zero. I think that's something we can do. How do you get all molecules to stop moving? Go down!
It's over. That's a lot.
Heavy machine gun. Too bad I can't ever carry any more ammo for it. I only get one magazine per. There we go. There we go. Oh, that's empty. Never mind. That's the gun. What, okay, am I just throwing the guns around? Is that what I'm doing?
Good evening, Riverport. It's Teresa here again. I've got a fresh bagel and a big cup of coffee and a perfectly lovely audience. And everything's all right in my world. Why don't you give me a call and tell me how things are going in yours? We can... Oh, that was quick. That's our first caller on the line. Hey, caller, you're on the air with Teresa.
Hey, Teresa, it's Spencer.
Hi, Spencer. What's going on with you?
Not much. Cooking spaghetti, listening to you. Just wanted to say hi to my husband, starting his shift at Fire Station 12.
Gay.
Well, let's hope he's listening. Thanks for that, Spencer. Let's go to our next call. Hi, you're on the air.
Hey, this is Gail.
Nice to hear from you, Gail. What's on your mind?
Well, my boyfriend was at the protest last night, and he hasn't come home.
Oops. Looks like we lost Gail there.
Oh no.
Right? Well, let's take a little look at the weather. It's a nice fall evening with clear skies and that lovely
That sounds so freaking dystopian.
Just a nice quiet moment.
Oh no.
Exact coordinates for Joyce ASAP. Monarch Actual is moving in to intercept.
This is Home Guard 5. Just spotted him entering the tunnel system outside the party grounds.
Beth.
I'm on my way.
Took out my entire squad. Requesting immediate backup in here.
Uh-oh.
Again.
Alright. You get all molecules to stop moving by reducing the absolute zero. 100%.
I could see the mansion where the gala was. I had to find a way to get there.
You know, I
could
probably
see
should
the
have.
energy field of another Monarch Chronon dampener. It would drain my powers. I'd have to find a way to shut it off.
You know, I didn't bother to look over here. I believe what you're describing though is called 0 hour. But I could be wrong about that. I want to say I learned about that like in middle school, is the idea that you can stop all molecules in an object, therefore bringing it to what we call, I believe it was called 0 hour.
My powers won't work within that sphere. You better be careful.
Luckily, nice. So now it's just straight combat. Here we go, boys.
Okay.
Suppressing fire! Hello. What the hell happened to that guy? He just spinning around like one of the... Oh no, I know what that is. He's a member of the aiming community. Absolute zero is negative 273 degrees Celsius or 0 Kelvin. No thermal, no thermal motion. However, we have come to the end of our evening tonight. We've come to the end, and I have a lot of fucking stupid stuff to do tomorrow. It's just garbage. It's garbage. Hot garbage. Quitter! You are 100% correct. I am a quitter. I am a quitter because tomorrow I have to be a hitter. And in order to be a hitter, I gotta be a quitter. In order to be a quitter, I gotta be a shitter, okay? And deep down, we know we all have to take a poop at some point in the future. And that's why you fucking loser. How dare you have to work? Look. Okay, look. If Asmongold has to work, so do I. And I'm lying. Asmongold doesn't have to work. He just sits around and talks World of Warcraft all day, as far as I know. I don't know. Speaking of, would there ever be a game like World of Warcraft that's ever that big again? I know Fortnite was a big thing, but I don't know. I don't think Fortnite counts. Anyway. I hope you all have a wonderful evening tonight. I hope you all enjoyed the conversation. I know I do. He reacts to the news. Maybe I should do that. Is it that easy? Is it that easy? If I've been doing streaming wrong this entire time, do I need to just sit there and just react to the news? Just be like, wow, that guy's a weirdo. Like, maybe you shouldn't stick alligators in your ass. Look. The problem with doing this is the fact that I think my humor button is just yes, for 12 hours. So the problem with me doing this is the fact that the news that I find entertaining eventually just drains the life force out of you. So, like, if I was to show you all the stuff that I found, like, mildly funny and entertaining, everyone would go, but why? Like, finding weird people on the internet is something from, like, the very old internet. Something that I used to enjoy doing is that, like, looking on old forums and things like that, where there's really weird people out there, right? There's always the weird people that go, oh, we have a toaster fetish, right? Those people fascinate me because they're just so freaking weird, right? When I was a kid, what I used to do is just kind of skulk around random forums. I would usually find them by going, like, I had kind of this system, right? I'd go to 4 or 5 websites, and then I'd go to, like, some of the websites that they linked, and I would just go and see what they were about, and then I'd use those links to go somewhere else. That was back in the day when you're like, okay, be careful what links you press. Toaster fetish, yes, okay, first off, I'm going to just do it aside. Yes, that exists. No, we're not going to talk about it, because I don't know much about it. I just know that there are people out there that want to have sex with toasters. I don't know why. But because in the modern day we have normalized their behavior, it's still kind of this, who's sticking their dick into a toaster? Dude, there are people that find a fetish in being eaten alive, okay? There are people with fetishes that, we know some of them. Like, there's people that get off to, like, having poopy diapers on. Like, there's people that get off to, like, literally cutting themselves. Like, but the thing is that back in the day, these people were kind of isolated from each other, and so their fetishization of everything was kind of isolated and tamped down. Thanks to the internet, all these people now have access to each other, and they go, no, this is completely normal. And it's like, no, it's not normal, because, like, 1 in every 100,000 people may even have an inkling of what you're talking about. It's not normal. It's very abnormal. It's just that the internet makes it seem like it's not. But the problem is that we've destigmatized all these things. They were in asylums too, I bet. Not all of them. Like, some people, like, okay, so there are people that have, like, fetishes for and I'm focusing on fetishes right now just because I think it's funny. But there's also people out there that are just really good, just really terrible liars, and they just can't stop lying, and everyone knows they're lying, and they know that everyone knows they're lying, but they refuse to stop lying. Like, Andy Ditch is probably one of my favorites. I actually haven't updated myself with where he is right now, but Andy Ditch is an amazing character arc if you just watch the stupid amounts of content that is on that exists for that guy. He's a guy who is a 40-something-year-old man who pretends to be autistic and retarded. He's tried to murder his family on 3 separate occasions, and he wants a nurse to wipe his ass because that's how he gets off. I have no idea what that is, but, like, I'm not making it funny at all. But just watching the stuff that I've watched for that is just hilarious, because it's just like, oh my god, what is wrong with you? Like, this is wrong and you're doing it anyway. It's there's something darkly funny about it to me. It's very dark. But that just kind of comes from when I was a kid. Is that just skulking around on the internet, just see weird people. That's the kind of stuff that I'm like, this would be entertaining, because this is a weird dude. Or like there's some really weird people you're gonna meet out there. There's a family. I prefer the company of animals over humans. I used to rescue animals for a reason, brother. But no, if I was going to react to, again, I think I did, like, really early on, I would react to stuff, and I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. But, like, I think my humor got broken after Biden's first year in office, because I think in the span of a week, I think I burned myself out, and I'm like, nothing is ever going to be that funny. Like, what was his name? Sam Hindman? Fucker, remind me. Is it Sam something? The nuclear waste engineer that was Biden's nuclear waste director or whatever. And I came across him during one of the speeches, and they showed a picture of him, and it was this very pasty looking man with almost a Hitler stash, a ginger Hitler stash in a red dress and sleeves. And I lost it. I couldn't handle it. I was dying. I was on the floor. Geisha was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I couldn't breathe. I couldn't tell her what was wrong with me because I kept looking at the picture and I kept laughing hysterically. And I was like, I have to know this man's story. I have to know it. I have to know it. And I did. I looked it up and I shared it. It's like one of the... Jeez, when did it happen? You'd have to go looking through a lot of the old streams on YouTube. I forget when it was. But it's like the first half of the stream is me dedicating time to breaking down who this person was. Because that picture was just the tip of the iceberg for that guy. He was hilarious. It was so messed up. So, jeez, I can't remember all the stuff that he did. One of the things that he did was he brought his boyfriend to an elementary school. But they were dressed in fetish gear, both of them. They were both dressed in fetish gear. They were both dressed in fetish gear. Which is really funny to me that there is a principal out there that said, no. We're going to let the freaking weirdos go talk to kids. And so there's a picture out there of this man standing with a dog leash in one hand and a piece of paper in the other while he has like a GIMP mask on and like the X cross chest, like leather straps and like, I think it was leather pants. And then next to him is his boyfriend who is wearing a dog mask and a freaking leash. Oh my gosh. And I read the article on stream and I couldn't do it. I was just like, this man is so messed in the head. It's hilarious. It's funny. It's so dark. But like, then there was, what else was it? There was a, oh man, what was it? There was like 4 major things that I found out about the guy just like on a cursory Google search that I wasn't sure I was looking at the right guy. I was like, there's no way they would actually look. I mean, this is me doing Google searches. Like, I just Googled his name and I found this. Like, I wasn't like doing in-depth reporting or in-depth journalistic integrity stuff. No, I just Googled it. I just Googled the dude's name. First 4 hits. Boom, 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 boom. And I was like, I can't take it anymore. I don't know how to handle this. This is hilarious. It's so awful. I wish I had, you know what, maybe what I should do is find that CDC guy who the CDC Satanist gay man who left or who was fired, let go by the CDC, and said that it was unfair that he was no longer a member of the CDC or something like that. And it's like, dude, you what? You're a Satanist who believes in all these weird things. Like, no, I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of respect for that. Good Lord, like, I don't know. If I reacted to the news, I think that kind of broke my humor. I'm not gonna lie. I think Fokker was there, and Fokker was like, the fuck is wrong with this guy? Even by my standards, like, that was pretty messed up and dark. But if y'all want to cover stories, I don't mind doing that. I'd have to think about it and start looking at stuff that I'd actually be interested in covering. Because right now, the video game news, I'm not interested in it. The political news is a bunch of bullshit drama. Like the part where we bombed like some cartel members and everybody's freaking out about it. And I'm like, who cares? They're cartel members. Your reaction was reasonable. I mean, there are certain moments where like your humor button gets burned out and you're like, I don't know what's funny anymore. How do I top this? What am I going to do that's funny beyond this? Right. Like, you know, you can have the general reaction of like, oh, this guy had sex so much that like his anus fell out. That it's funny. It's dark, but it's funny. Oh, that person like ate so many corn dogs that like when they vomited, they just couldn't stop vomiting or whatever. Like you can have that, but like there are certain things that you read, you're just like, I can't even tell if this is funny. I'm happy about bombing cartels. They're evil and they deserve it. I'm not against it. I know there's some people that say the cartels are really well armed. It's like, yeah, they're not better armed than the U.S. military. And honestly, a war of attrition against the cartels is only going to go one way. And the thing is, we don't even need to kill them all. We just need to kill the people at the top. And by the way, that's not a hard thing to do. It's like we could do this like early 2000s style and just drone strike the living shit out of them, being like, yeah, cool. We could just bomb you into oblivion. Who cares? I don't care about bombing. It's like that right there. It's not a story to me. Any nation that is going to allow these people, okay, there is a certain point where rights exist for the people in the nation, and as soon as you start applying those rights extraterritorially, you can't get anything done. Your nation is the one that protects your rights as a citizen. If you are committing an act of evil in the international waters of the world, guess what? Bye-bye. Sucks to suck. Maybe next time you shouldn't be shuffling cocaine across open water like that. At least do cocaine submarine. We did that in the 80s. Why can't we have cocaine submarines? We still use them, I think, in Mexico. Why does Venezuela have to use something else? Anyway, I digress. I'm going to go to bed now. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I hope to see you all again soon. Have a wonderful night. Oh, well, hold on. We got 2 new ones. Hold on. The rights protection should end at our borders. If we identify something as a threat, they should be burned down. Hence why I think we need machine gun nests at the southern border. I hope there are good people in those nations willing to fight with us against the cartels. We could arm them and then train them into taking them back to their countries. Okay, I have to talk about this. All right, so I ascribe to the theory that all citizens in all nations get the government that they deserve. And I hate that. I hate it. Because that means that, like, Britain gets the government they deserve. We get the government we deserve. Like, it goes back to the idea of all debts are paid. When you vote for stupid, you get stupid. When you vote for free shit, you get, well, you don't get free shit. You get tyranny. You know, you cannot vote your way into prosperity. You cannot vote your way into security. You can prepare yourself for insecurity, and that's about it. Principally, that's correct. There is not a single nation that does not get the government that they deserve. Because look at Afghanistan. They have the government that they deserve because it's the government that they want. And what did they do to get it? They fought the United States for 20 fucking years. They lost almost every single engagement, but they won the war. Think about that. Every single nation has the government that they deserve. China is communist because the people refuse to do anything about it. America is the way that it is now because up until recently, people have just kind of blindly walked into it. And even then, I'm not even certain this is enough to fix it. The UK has exactly the government they deserve. They have exactly the population they deserve. Germany, France, they all have what they deserve. I don't think that us doing regime change is going to make a single bit of difference in Mexico, Venezuela. The people that live there have to want it. To try and force it upon them will end up like Vietnam. It'll end up like Afghanistan. Like Korea is the only example that I can think of where regime change actually worked, and that's because they already had a stable system before we arrived. That's it. Like they had already done all that. They'd already built they've already laid the building blocks for a stable society. We just kind of came in and helped them not get completely and totally destroyed. But even then, like there's so many different layers to that. Every time we've I think also Japan, but Japan also had that already. So Japan also knew what to do, how to industrialize and things like that. They'd already been doing it. I'm not convinced that South America or Central America would actually accept this or anything like that. I think that they prefer the cartels. I think the cartels are a symptom of a much bigger problem, and that problem is a moral one. It's a heart one. It's not that they like them. It's that they would rather have them than not. I think that's deep down. I think deep down, if you got rid of the cartels, they wouldn't do it themselves, and therefore the cartels would just come back. So they want them gone, but they're not willing to lift a finger to actually fight against them. And I know that because right now they're not doing it. I don't know how to describe it any other way. So the cartels are going to continue to exist, even if we bomb them into submission, even if we kill a whole bunch of them. Is the cartels the devil they know, the kind of thing? I don't even think it's that. I think it's that they don't have a desire to get rid of them. Not really. Because they've learned to live with them. A lot of people in Mexico and South America and Central America, you just know don't mess with them, right? They will leave you alone so long as you don't interrupt their business and give them what they want. And just like the old statement, was it the old saying, geez, I can't remember the exact word, but it's basically something to do with robber barons. Because pray that if you have a tyranny, don't pray for the ones that's the robber baron. The robber baron may be sated from time to time. His lust for money and power may eventually be sated. But for the busybody, the moral busybody, they will oppress you, they will beat you, they will murder you, and they will do it with a clean conscience. Felix, no, this is Lila. This one's Lila. I think that deep down, I think most of the nations that have these cartels, they have them because they don't want to get rid of them. Think about it. If the entire nation of Mexico, if all the people said, no, we're done with this, we're not letting you in here, there would be blood, and then there would be a lot more blood against them. They could not withstand it. No nation can withstand a united front like that. Because again, look at it this way. Put the cartels in Afghanistan. Who wins? The cartels or the Afghanis? The answer is the Afghanis. 100%. The cartels could not actually take out the entire nation, and the entire nation would want them gone. So what it really comes down to is you don't have enough people that want to get rid of them. They pay too many people off. There's too many lucrative business opportunities with them. They've got too many peripheral business, I guess you could say, fronts that bring in money to keep people sated. That's my personal opinion. That's my opinion. I don't have any real facts to back that up. That's my opinion. Like drug trafficking, human trafficking, that stuff gets money sent back to the United States. That's money where people spend it and they maybe help coordinate stuff like that. All that stuff. The military should be capable of exterminating them, but likely too many of the politicians either aren't willing to get their hands dirty or to do the work they profit off of all the cartels. Corruption permeates Mexico. It does, but then again, it does through all Central and South America because it did in Spain. I mean, let's be real. I mean, all of those Latin kind of countries, corruption is the name of the game. It always has been. It's pay to play. It always has been. And so deep down, you're going to have a systemic problem with that kind of stuff. And you would think the military would be able to do it, and they could. However, Fokker is correct. The last, what was it? There was, which country had 13 presidential candidates murdered in the span of a month? Or the span of, was it an election cycle or a month? I can't remember which. Either way, they had 13 people murdered. And it was the cartels. And we pretend like they have a real government. Even now, we pretend that their government is legitimate. It's not. The cartels kept killing people until they got somebody they wanted in power. Period. Scheinbaum, or whatever her name is, down in Mexico. Yeah, no, she is not a president. She is literally a front for the cartels. And the fact that people fawn over her as like this amazing, leader because she's found a way to live with the cartels. Yeah, she was preaching that shit when she was a lawyer. She's also somebody who is so stupid enough to believe that one day the noose won't come for her. Yeah, no, she's a puppet. She is a puppet for the cartels. And the only thing that we can do as the United States is find the people that are puppeteering her and kill them. Kill their lieutenants, kill their captains, and let the cartel fight each other out for it. Because now you're going to have an actual internal drug war. Like that's the best thing you could probably hope for, is that if you cause enough chaos, the people in Mexico will no longer have the peace that they can hide behind. One of the cartels in Mexico was a special forces regiment in the Mexican military that deserted and started its own cartel. Yeah, well, I mean, that makes sense. Like that's the thing, is like the only way I can see this working is if you kill the captains, the lieutenants, and the leaders, you'll have a bunch of factions that start going to war with each other. And as they start going to war with each other over who controls what, the people in Mexico will be actually more like, okay, well, we were willing to live with the cartels so long as they didn't, like, go on mass killing sprees. However, that's not the case anymore, and now we have to do something about it. But even then, I don't believe they'll do that. I believe they will simply cower, and they will do nothing. I believe that they will simply just accept whatever happens, and they won't. It doesn't matter how many people die. It doesn't how many people get killed. I think they'll just continue to accept it. And I know that's kind of like a doomer kind of mentality, but I don't think they're mentally ready to actually throw off the cartels. And I think that the way you would see that is that you would have people that say, you'd have small towns that rebelled entirely and said, get the fuck out, and we don't care what it costs. But I think the cartel, it does not interfere with people making money. Therefore, they'll continue to do it. They'll continue to allow it. I need to look up, what was it? There was there's a quote, something about like, as long as, the bread and circuses is essentially what it is. As long as you can have your bread and circuses, the people will never rebel. And as long as they can feed their families, even if it's not much, but as long as they can feed their families, they've got a roof over their head, and they can have basic amenities, I don't think they'll ever rebel. Ever. I don't think they'll ever throw the cartels off. Even if they come down into their own homes and take out every single, every single item they have, I think they'll just accept it and move on. I think they'd rather leave than deal with the problem, which is another problem that we allow. We don't let that pressure cooker build, which we should. We don't want these people on our border. We never did, and we don't now. And we're never going to get rid of them if we just let people go to our country and then, again, just let that pressure valve go off. I think it's a bad idea. But that's just me. And I understand that that's going to come up with a lot of death. I get it. I do. But I think in the long run, if we let the cartels go, if we just let them keep doing what they're doing, it's going to be a much higher death toll overall. But again, I guess there's a market for it. So no matter what you do, you're always going to have those people in the borders. You're always going to have a cartel. The question is, I guess the real question is, do you want to control it or not? I wonder if the cartels would ever try to attack a U.S. border town. They do. They do every now and again. Texas, Arizona, like they sometimes do shoot at some of the border people, but it's not like a full-on attack, because once you've done that, you've pissed off a town. I know they've done it. I just can't remember a time when they did, but I want to say they have. But anyway, I have to go to bed. This is a fun conversation, but I would love to talk about it further. However, I do have to go to bed. It is now well close to midnight, and I have to get up early tomorrow again. Damn it. I did it last night, now I'm doing it again. No, I mean, like, they attack and occupy. Oh, they don't need to. See, here's the thing. You don't need to occupy a town anymore. You don't need to do that. Like, they don't need to. The cartels don't need to go to war. They're an extra. What's the word I'm looking for? They're a nation without borders. They are a nation and an army without borders. They're a terror cell. So they are. They don't need land. They don't need property. They just need places to make their product and sell their product. That's all they need. Doesn't matter what country. Doesn't matter what rooftop. It doesn't matter like what road they're. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. And so they'll continue to do it. Anyway, have a good night, everybody.